Hello, good day everyone. Good to have you guys back here. Thank you very much and welcome back to my channel. Then with Hyperlink. Yeah, I've always been welcoming you guys to this channel. I'm very sure you guys are subscribed. If you have not, kindly hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel now. So thank you very much without wasting much time. I hope you guys have been following last yes, guys, previous so we talked about so many. Actually, those things are still the case. And believe me, if you don't know the basics, then you might not really catch up with it. So it's better go from the basics, then we move right down to the advanced, part. So thank you very much. In my last video, we looked at some, some things I told you guys I've explained in another video. So I created that video to explain some of those things, like 5 parts, the types of image extensions we have, how to download free images, and other stuff, including the container and non-container tags. So I'm very sure you guys still remember those things. If you've not watched the video, kindly go back and kindly go back now, check my previous video. That should be the last video before this current one you are watching, and try to go through it and make sure that you understand everything that we discussed in there. So thank you very much. So today we'll be looking at HTML links. So that is what we want to look at today. So HTML links. Now, what are links? I'm very sure you guys would have visited Google before. Go to Google, search for anything, and it will give you a list of search results. So you can click on each of those results to reveal what is inside it. You get, so those results you get, they are just like a summary or something that matches what you want, or the top is given to that particular article that matches what you want. You get, so you still need to click on that topic or summary or the metadata of the site to actually get the real information of what you are looking for. So that's what made you to click on that text, and it leads to another article. That's what has made that possible is because of what link you get. So they've linked that article to that text that you just clicked on, and you can't just do that anyhow. You have to use something to do that. So and that thing is done using what the a kind of tag in HTML. So this tag that I want to look at now, which is called the hyperlink or link, you get. You can call it hyperlinks, as some people call it, or you just call it link simply. So these hyperlinks now, they are tags, or sorry, this tag, yeah, you can call it hyperlink as well. So these links, they are what you can use to link two pages together, two files together, or two documents together. So in fact, not just two, you can create several links and link as many as possible files together. So let's look at the tag now. So the tag simply is what is anchor tag. So we use the anchor tag to create what hyperlinks. So we'll be talking about so many things under these hyperlinks. But the first thing to note is that the tag that we use to add link is what anchor tag. So let me just put that. Okay, let me include that. Let me put that in a comment. So we have anchor tag. Yeah. So this is tag a tag. So it's a container tag. And if I say it's a container tag, you guys should understand that by now. That's what it has, what opening and what closing tag. So the link tag, which is what, sorry, the anchor tag, which is what a tag. Let's say we say click me here. So click me. Yeah, this is an example. Sorry, this is another example I should have cited after the Google search example. You guys would have visited so many sites, and you see buttons like click me or read more whenever you are reading an article online. And whenever you click on read more, it will take you to a place where you can read the full, or where you can get full details of whatever thing you are reading. So for that button to take you to that particular page, it has been what linked. So they've linked the button such that whenever you click on it, it takes you to where the full information or to to where the full informations are, or to where the full information is, you get. So whatever thing you're searching for, you can just link a button or link a text or link anything so that you can allow your users, you get, or your customers to have access to what full information about a particular thing, or to have access to another page or another informative what page. So thank you very much. Now let's save this and go to our web page and see what's going to happen. All right, so you can see click me here. Let me zoom so you guys can see this. So I'm very sure you guys can see this. This click me that you guys are seeing here. So this thing you are seeing here is from our last from our last lesson. So this click me you are seeing here, you can see that it is not really different from, okay, let me add a paragraph tag. Maybe I need to turn this to comments. So we have to, you know, all right, so let me add a paragraph tag just before this, and let me say click me p tag. All right, so let's see this quickly. Let's go back to our page and let's see if there's any difference between these two elements we have on the page. All right, so can you guys see now? So we have click me p tag, we have click me p tag, and we have what click me, you get. So that is ordinary click me. So this click me is added with what p tag, and this one is added with what anchor tag. Now if you look at this, you will see that this click me p tag is what, you can see that it is standing alone. Can you see it? This click me as well is also doing what, standing alone. And you can see if I put my mouse on it, it is not doing anything. If you compare the two together, there is no difference actually. The only difference here is that this one is click me p tag and this one does not have what click me p tag, you get. So that is the only difference here. But why are we now talking about link, or how do we make this a link? That is the anchor tag. So that is what we want to look at now. So to make a text a link, the first thing you need to do what? The first thing you need to do is to do what? You add your href attribute. Once you add your href attributes, then automatically the text you have in between the anchor tags will be turned to what? Links. So let's quickly see that before we move on to the next thing. All right, so I'm very sure you guys can see the difference now between this and the first one we had. So you can see the color has changed from black to this purple or blue color. So some of you might have it as blue. So, and you can see that the text is also what, underlined. And another thing you guys need to see here is that, so let me zoom as well so we can see the text. Where are you? Okay, so you can see this is the text here. So you can see the color, you can see that it's underlined. Now I want you guys to focus your eyes on this part here. Whenever I hover on this text, just focus your eye here. So if I hover on this text, can you see what's showing there? So it will show the link, where this particular button will be linked to whenever you click on it. That is, whenever you click on it, it should reload, and the page should reload and take you to a particular place, either on this page or on another page, you get. So let's just see how to do some other things quickly. So we can now see that there is a difference between what we have now and what we had the other time. And what made the difference now is what? The addition of what? href. So thank you very much. Now, one thing I'll quickly say here is, if you don't have a link that you want your button to go to, or that you want your link to go to, what you simply need to do is what? Put hash there. So for this now, that means we don't really want to go anywhere. So once you click on that text, it will take you to that particular, it will just reload the page where you are, and nothing will happen. So if you also check the link, whenever you hover on that particular element, it will also show the link of this page where we are now. So if I click on this, let me just do that. So I've clicked on it. So you can see it's just reload this page, and this is the top of the page where we are currently. So you can just scroll down back to the text. So let's see what we have now. So this will now take us to another thing where we will now talk about the two types of hyperlinks that we have. So we have two types of hyperlinks, and The first one is external. So let's talk about external first. External hyperlink, and we have another one called what, internal hyperlink. So we can just add hyperlink here. So you can copy and paste, is allowed in programming. Yeah, you get that. So thank you very much. So this external hyperlink can now be divided into what, two. So we can say self-hosted files. So you can link it to self-hosted files, or to external what, files. So thank you very much. So we'll now look at external hyperlink first. Then we'll look at the two scenarios, or the two ways we can add what, external hyperlink to a anchor tag. So then before we now move to internal hyperlink. Thank you. So let's quickly start with external hyperlinks. All right, thank you. So here now, there is no difference between the tag that we'll be using for these two types of hyperlinks. You get. So it is a destination, or the link to where we want the link to take our users to, that will determine whether it is external or what, internal. So we'll still add our what, anchor tag. So with our href, so it is the value of the href, the value of the href attribute will be what we show. Maybe it is external or internal. So this is where we'll be differentiating between what, external and internal. So the first one we like to look at is what, self-hosted. Now, what do you mean by self-hosted? Now you can make this thing such that you say, let's say, click here to view what's hidden. Yeah. So let's just leave that as the content of our button. So let's view that to see quickly. All right, so you guys can see these are click me. You can see that it is together, but the text are not actually together. So these are two different links. So let's use our break tag to break it. And you can see that this anchor tag is staying right beside the image. So we'll talk about that later and why it is like that. So by adding our break tag here, I think everything should not be on a separate line now. So let's wait for this to load now. All right, so you can see, click here to view what's hidden. Now let's go back to our code. Now the first thing we want to look at under external is, let's look at self-hosted files. Now when I say self-hosted, just like what I said when we when we looked at the images tag, when we looked at the image tag, you get. So self-hosted means that you are the one hosting, or you have that particular thing inside your project folder. You get. That means you have access to it. You can delete it, you can remove it, you can update it, and you can do anything to it. You get. So that's the meaning of what, self-hosted. You have access to it, and it's right inside your what, your project folder. So now we can have anything inside this place, from images to another file to to audio and whatever thing you want it to be. So but the first thing we like to look at is what, we like to add. Let's create another what, file. Let's create another file here that is inside our project folder. Then let's name it second, or let's say page 2. Page 2. So you can see that this page 2 is not inside our your images folder. So in case you guys would like to see that, so you can see it is directly inside what, our project folder. So you guys should not do that mistake. You get. So now there's another thing I will teach you guys here quickly, so that you guys won't waste our time, because this is another HTML file. This is the first HTML file that we have. So you can see this index of HTML, and this is the second one that we have. Now inside here, let's just add few things here. You get, such that so that we can have a valid HTML file. So if I click on this, then you should have. Let me just put this as what, page 2. You get, so that we can easily differentiate it even from our tab. So how did I get this thing quickly? You can see I did not type HTML, head, all these things, you get. So what you simply need to do is to do what? Just type doc, D-O-C, you get. Don't put space. Once you type D-O-C, just hit enter. Then you have all these things here. So I'll just replace it because I already renamed my title. So thank you very much. So we have page 2 here. So you guys can try that shortcut and let me know if you got the same. Let me know if you have the same thing. If it is not working, kindly let me know in the comment section and I will try to attend to that later. So inside here, let's just add a paragraph tag, paragraph tag, and we add Lorem inside this as demo text. So let's add it twice inside it, and you know we can wrap that using alternate Z. So to wrap it, so we don't really need to move inside our screen or scroll to the far right, to get the end of this text. So which is fine. So let's just save this, and we don't really need to view this. We'll view the we are going to view what's here by doing what? Okay, let's add h3 here and say this is page 2. Thank you. So whenever we get here, we will know that we are here, and whenever we leave the first page, we know that we are no more on the first page again. So this is our first page, which is what? Index.html. Now, remember we are still on self-hosted what files, so which is why I created what this page2.html. So this page2.html is our own file, and it is inside our own project folder. So I can delete it, I can update it, I can rename it. I have access to do anything to it. So let's just see this. So now what we just need to do here to access that particular page is to do what? Add the name of the file. Simple. Add the name of the file, page2.html. That's all. You get page2.html, the name of the file. That is the only thing you need to do here. So once you do that, this link will be such that whenever they click on this, click here to view what's hidden. It will take us to what? Page 2. Okay, maybe we can just update this. Click here to view, let's say page 2. I think that will be better. Yeah, so that we can easily understand the instruction. Now let's go back to the page and see what's going to happen. So if we go down now, so you can see we have click here to view page 2. Now what is going to happen? Let's click that and see. And remember that the link is still showing here. You get. So click here to view page 2. So if I click on this now, let's see what's going to happen. All right, so you guys can see this is page 2, which is actually what? Which is actually the page we created. That is which is actually the second file we just created now. You get. So if you look at this place as well, you can also confirm that. You can also confirm it that this thing is what? Page 2. So you can see this is the text I added inside the title tag. So we can easily confirm that this is what? Page 2. So what just happened now? I've linked the text. That is the text. Click here to view page 2. You get. To do what? To go to that page 2 file whenever a user or a customer clicks on that particular text, which is which has been linked. You get. So it's because it has been linked because of the anchor tag and the href inside it and the value we've set to it. So that's why we can click here to view page 2 to now go to where that page 2. So you can see I've clicked on this arrow and I'm back to where my index file. So you can also confirm that from this URL bar, which is this. So thank you very much. Now you can see that we can move from index file to page 2. Why not let's create another link inside page 2 such that we can now move back to where index file. So let's see quickly. So let's go back to our second page, which is page 2. So under this place, it is still the same thing we need to do. So just add your anchor tag. Yeah, then you can say let's say hash for now. So then we can now say click to, or you say there's no need to use click because so that you guys won't be used to click. So you can use anything called call to action. You get. Go to page 2. All right, fine. So you can see that we have click to go to page 2 here. So let's now change the link here. Now where do we want it to go? We want it to go to where index file. So you can see. So once you start typing it to, if it's a self-hosted file, you should see the full name pop up, such that you know that okay, I'm doing the right thing. So thank you. So now let's save this and go back to our first page. Let's click on the first page and try to access second page. All right, so click here to view page 2. Now let's go to page 2. Yeah, so this is page 2 here, and we've added that so that we can know that we're in page 2. So now let's click on this to go back to, oh sorry, I wrote go to page 2 here. That should be go to index page. So let me just click here and let's see. So you can see that we are back to this page. So that is how you can link what files together inside your own file. So if I have another file here, there is another file here, and I want to link it, I can actually what do that. So let me just copy this. Okay, let me go back here. Let me go back to our first page and let me copy this link here. So you can see what we've done now. We're able to add two links on each of those files. So each of the links will take us to different what files. You get the link on the index file will take us to the page 2 file. Then the link on the page 2 file will take us to where the index file. So which is fine. So now that's that. Let me add another link here. So I just want to show you guys that you can link any file you have in your project folder. So this is page 2. Let me remove this. Yeah, because that is what is actually taking us to the page 2. It is wherever you set inside that href, that will be where the users will be taken to whenever they click on that particular text. You get. So yeah, let me say click here to view this, click here to view, let me say my image. Now you guys can see this text and start wondering, how can we view image here? Yes, you can also add an image here, that is link to an image. That means you want to link this text to where? To an image, and not an article this time, or not a page this time. You get. So we can actually add name, you can actually add the name of the image here. So let's just try that. We still have one image in our root folder, so let's say pexels. So you can see pexels has popped up, so I can just click on it. All right, so you guys can see, click here to view my image. Yeah, this double space here is because of the double break tag I added. So let's see, let me click here to see what's going to be revealed. So you guys can see this image is so big, so that's why. So you can see, so I had to scroll down so that I can view this image. You can also scroll to the left or right, to get this image. Now another thing we can do, let's just try this based on the things we've learned in our last two videos. So here we can add question mark and say width equal to, let's say, 100 px. So let's see what we are going to get here whenever we click on our button. So let me just go back quickly. So I have added that thing there so that we can reduce the size of the image. I'm very sure you guys still remember that, because we came across something like that when we learned how to add images online. So you guys can go back to the to the video to watch that. So let's see if this will work. And you know all right, so as you guys can see, we can actually link, our image, or we can actually link the text to our image, such that when you click on that, you know, this this button text or the link text, it will open up what an image for us. Thank you. Now this is one, you get. So another thing we can do quickly is we can actually, okay, maybe I shouldn't talk about that here since we're talking about external hyperlink and all. So that's that for now. So quickly, what we've done, we've been able to link, and you guys should not forget that we are still working on the self-hosted files, you get. So we linked one page to another, which is the index page to the page 2 file, you get, and we also linked the index page on the page 2, such that when we click on the button on page 2, that is on the link text on page 2, then it took us back to where, to the first page, which was what, index dot, or which is index.html. Now we've been able to link this text to our image, so that when they click on the linked text, it will open up what, this image. So you can add up any file in between this href. If it is self-hosted, that file should be inside your project folder. That is the, that's the basic thing that you guys should know. So quickly, without wasting much time, we would like to go straight to where, to external files. Now, thank you. So when we say external file, it is still almost the same thing as what we discussed in image. So when you guys understand links, you can use the same idea anywhere you see something like link, maybe href or source. You get. So but let's look at it quickly. Now when we talk about external files, now let's look at that is external files. This one is external hyperlink. This one is external what, files, or external link. Thank you. So let's look at okay, should I copy this? Well, let me just copy this quickly. So let me add break here so that we separate both linked text. So let me say click here to visit Google. Yeah, so an example of an external link you get, or which is an external file, is Google. So an example of external link is what, is Google page or any other site online. So you can see that that site is online. You cannot bring the site and put it inside your project folder. You get. So you have to access that site using what, the link to that particular what, site. Yeah, so that site is not on your, is not on your system. The site is not inside, or the file to the site, or the file of the site is not inside a project folder. So you cannot just say, okay, you want to delete the site, or you want to change something on the site without, having access to the files of the site. You get. So that is why it is called what, external what, link. You get. So there are some images online too, just like the kind of image that we copied, or that is just like the link to the kind of image that we copied when we treated HTML images. You get. So you can copy the link, add it to your href, and you can do the same thing we've just done for the last anchor tag. You get. But let's just take it a step at a time. Now what we want to do is we want to add a link, or we want to link this click here to visit Google to Google website, such that when they click on that link, it takes us directly to where, to Google site. So let's do that now quickly, and let's see what we're going to get. So yeah, so there is one thing I need to emphasize here, and I want you guys to take note of that quickly. Now, whenever you are working with external sites, you get, there is something that is very, very important that you guys must add. You get. So you can't just come here and say google.com. This will give you error. You get. So you can just try it out too. But there's one thing you guys need to do. Whenever you're accessing a file or a link that is external, that is not, that is not inside the project folder at all, you need to add something, which is what, https colon forward slash double forward slash. Then you now add the name of the site. So if you wish, you can put www dot whatever. If you like, you can just leave it like this. But one compulsory thing is what, your https colon slash slash. Once you put that, then you are good to go. So let me save that, and let's see what we have here. Oh, sorry, we are leaving out here. So let me save that. I think I've saved that. I can close Pexels, I can close Pixabay, I can close on Splash, sorry. So these are our sites. Yeah. Okay, I think you can just go back. Okay, so this is our site here. Then let me just scroll down to find the link. And then okay, so you can see here, guys, click here to visit Google. So once I click on this thing now, we should expect Google website to open up. All right, so you guys can see now from my own file, which is local, you get, from my simple web page that I just created, I was able to do what? To move from that file to where? To Google website. You get, so that is how to link. And maybe we should just try it without this HTTPS and let's see what's going to happen quickly. So I've saved that. So let's see. Let me go back and refresh. Let's see what's going to happen quickly. All right. So okay, let's wait for it to load. So if you scroll down and you check the link, now this is the link here. So if I click on this, let's see what's going to pop up. All right. So you can see cannot get google.com. So this is exactly what you're going to get without HTTPS. So we won't waste much time here. That's that, and that's how to add that. So let me just copy this link and let's visit another website quickly. So let me say, so idtech.com. All right, so to visit idtech website. All right, that's fine. So you can easily do what? Just change the text such that it will be what? Descriptive of what you want the user to do. You understand? So once you make it easy for them to understand, then there will not be any issue. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Like this text now is telling us click here to visit IDTech website. You get, so this is actually telling the user to do a particular thing, which is what? Explicit. To do what? To visit IDTech website. So and the link we've added here, you can see that it is what? idtech.com. So let's see. So you can visit our website if you need digital services. You get, if you need digital services such as web design, mobile development, and you know digital marketing. So we can help your business, or you know someone that needs a service, so you can just refer us, and hopefully you can get a commission when you do that. So let me add a break tag here. So before we see our website, so which is fine. So we won't really waste much time there. So later on, we'll see how to use iframe and we'll see how good iframe is. But quickly, let's visit IDTech website, and this will be the last thing. So you can go back to, try as much as possible example and see that you understand how to use external links and external files. And some of you might say, okay, why are we calling the self-hosted files external uh, hyperlinks when actually the files are inside our project folder? And the thing is, the meaning of the external there is you are not linking something on that particular page that you are. If you click on it, it opens up another page or another file. So which is what? External. It is not internal. That is, it is not on that particular page. So that is why it is called external. You understand? So that is just the brief meaning. You get, so when we get to internal now, you see how both of them are different. So thank you very much. I think my network is slow, so that's why this thing is taking too long to load. And okay, so this is the website here. So you guys can visit that later on. But at the same time, try to search for as many as possible links that you can visit or that you can add as the attribute value of your href, so that you can experience this yourself or try it out yourself. So thank you very much. Yeah, I'll be going back now. So that will bring us to the end of external hyperlink. Now we'll quickly talk about internal hyperlink, and we won't talk about that on this page. So let me just quickly go to this second file, which is what, page 2. So what I will do, because for us to understand how internal hyperlink really works, we need to have a kind of long, okay, maybe I should just use the other file as well. So because we need the page to be long so that we're going to understand what has really happened. So let me just add break tag here and add this. So I will duplicate this a number of times so that we're going to have a very long page. So I'll also copy these images. I'll duplicate it and make sure the page is long so that we have a scrolling page. You get, so we can actually scroll through our pages. Yeah, so let me copy this again and paste down here. All right, so let me just save this and let me check the page now. So the page should be seriously long now, so which is what we want to see really. All right, so you can see the scroll length here showing that the page is long now. So let me just scroll so that we can see how long it is. Okay, so you guys can see. So if you want to get the same thing, all you need to do is what, just copy and paste some of those things and repeat it as many times as possible. All right, so we'll go back to our link. All right, so that's fine. So this is our link here. Let's watch out for something. Now I'll add another link at the top here. That is immediately after this is H1 tag. Yeah, so let me just add it. You can add it anyway actually, but just for the sake of you guys, saying what has really happened, I would like to add it here. So if you want to add internal hyperlink, the meaning of internal hyperlink is, let me go back to this web page. Let's assume I have a link here. If I click on the link, okay, maybe instead of saying it, let me say go to button text. All right, so let me just stop there and view this on our web page. So you can see this go to button text. Let's assume that the page is very long to the extent that for you to scroll down to a particular place that you want, it is going to take time and it might look somehow frustrating or annoying. Okay, so you can actually create a link. If you know that thing is something that people might actually want to look at, you can create a link at the top so that just to ease their work, such that when they click on that link, it will take them to that particular place that you want them to go to. You get. So this one now is saying go to bottom text. Let's assume I want to go and see the last text on this page. So instead of scrolling down and scrolling, we can just add, you can use the idea of what, internal link, to do what, to make this button to work such that if they click on it, it takes them direct, without scrolling, it takes them directly to where, to the bottom of the page. So let's see how to do that. Now we need to make use of one thing called what, the ID, which is called what, identifier. So anywhere you want the user to get to whenever they click on this link, you are going to set something called identifier inside that particular tag. Now let's go to the last, since we want them to get to the last text on our page. So and this is the last tag here. So let me just add the identifier. You can add it anywhere, you get. So it can take them to anywhere, and we are going to see that too, because I will try to replace the ID. So let's create an identifier here. So the identifier, just like the name identifier, it is what we can use, to locate that particular place. It is what the link can use to know that, okay, that is where they want me to go. So the ID, let's say button. So the first thing you do, you set your what, your ID. Then you can now use the identifier inside your link. So what you just need to do here simply is use your hash. Then you now put button. Sorry. Please mind you, this thing is case sensitive. Capital B and lowercase o double t o n is not the same thing as lowercase b o double t o n. So you guys should take note of that. So I've saved. Let me go back to my browser and click on this link now. So when I click on this button now, it should take me directly to the bottom of the page. So let's see how that will work. So let's see now. All right, so you guys can see it is very fast that you guys might not really observe. So but you can see the scroll button here. So let me scroll up so that you guys can see that we're actually at the bottom of the page. So Can you guys see that? So this is the test. Go back to bottom. Let me click on it again so you can see. So that is how to do that. Now, what we want to do again is let's create another link at the bottom here that will take us to this first, that will take us to this second image. I think that will be better. So instead of going to the top, so you can actually, so what we just need to do here is what, set ID here. So let's say top image. So I want to put the ID. Oh, sorry. Let me see. Okay, top image. Let me just copy it so that I won't make mistake. Once there's a mistake, you will not get the right result. So let me just create a button here at the bottom. So I'll say, yeah. So let me say go to first image. All right. So that is instruction. Go to first image. If you don't want to go to first image, there's no need to click on the link. But if you actually want to, then you can click on the link. So you can use it to navigate or move between files, on a page that are very what, long. All right. So that's fine. So let's see. All right, so let me click on this now. You can see where we are now. All right, so this is the bottom now. So for you to know that this is the bottom, this is the link. This is the link I just created now. So if I click on this now, let's see if it will take us to the second image at the top. Oh, okay, okay, okay. All right. So you guys can see this is the second image. If I scroll up now, there should be another image. If you guys remember, we have just three images. This is the third one, then this is the first one, and this is where um, this was where we came from. You get from the top. So you guys can see we can move from top to bottom and easily from bottom to top without scrolling. You get without scrolling, you can easily do that with what internal what link. Now the thing is, as an assignment, I'll give you guys to try that. So I'll do that. I'll do the solution to that in the next video. So we can actually combine this internal and external together. Okay, such that let's assume that, okay, let's assume that on this page now, I want to go to page 2. So if I click on page 2, if I go to page 2, okay, let me open page 2. All right, so this is page 2, and you can see this. Okay, maybe I should just go back here. Let me add an image here. Yes, so that at least the page will be a bit long and you guys can, so you can add more than one image if one image will not be enough. You can say I zoomed out. That was why this page is kind of long, you get. So if I return my screen back to normal, my page might not be long like yours. So you guys should not get it twisted, you get. So don't be confused. Now I want you to create a link such that if I click on a link, let's say from here, that will take me to this second page. Then the this page, I should not just land on this page the normal way like this. I should not land here. This page should load from here. That I should land on this image here. You get. So it should land on this image directly. Once I come to this page, it should not start from the top. It should by itself, you get, scroll down to this place here. So I want you to combine the two things that we've learned now, the internal and external. Then you try to come up with that. You get. So let me just explain again. If I click on this image, so let's assume that I link it to this page, but I don't want it to just come to this page and start from the top. Ordinarily, if I click on that page, it's supposed to, if I link it to this page, it's supposed to start from this page. This is page 2. But arrange the link such that it will not start from that place. It will start from here, this image here. So that is your take home. So you guys can do that. I'll also do the solution in the next video. You guys will see. Yeah. So thank you very much. Now let me just quickly talk about some other things that we can add. So that's that regarding external and internal hyperlink. So I'm very sure you guys have seen the difference now. So now let me quickly talk about some attributes that we can have. Okay, quickly, another thing I want to talk about here is that, okay, another thing, let me use this page 2 as an example. Yeah, so we can also, instead of having just image, so you can also link an image. Yeah, so you can make it such that your text or what the user will click on will not be a text, it will be what, an image. So let me just, you can see in between the anchor tags, I have copied the image tag here, you get. So here now we want to turn our image to a link such that when they click on it, it will do a particular thing for us, it will take us to somewhere, or do another thing for us. So let's quickly see. Here I want it to take us to index, that is the first page, index.html, you get. So another thing you can do, you can make the image a link such that it will open up the image itself, you get. Okay, let's do the first example, the one that will take us to, let me put a break here. So the one that will take us to the first page, and from the first page we'll try to come back to this page 2 again. So let's go to page 2. Remember, it's page 2, I did not use the first page. So from page 2 now, we want to go to we want to go straight to page 1. So this is our page 2, and if you check something, you can see this is the second image. But if I hover on this first image now, can you see what has happened? Can you see the cursor? The cursor has changed. So those are the things. Whenever you see a cursor like this, that means that particular, whenever you see a cursor like this, whenever you hover or you move your cursor on an element on the web page and you see the cursor like this, that means that particular element is what, is a link and not just ordinary what element. Unlike this one, can you see? It is still showing the, this normal arrow, you get, but this one is a pointer, you get. So showing that what, this particular thing is what, a link. So if I click on this thing now, before we've been using text, click here to go to, but here now we are using what, image. If I click on it now, it should take us back to the first page. So I've done that. Let's see. So can you guys see now? So which is fine. So you can also use an image as a link, you get. So which is also what, nice. So another thing, one thing I said here before trying this out is that we can also, you know link this image such that it opens up, sorry, such that it opens up what, the image itself, you get. So let me just cut this, yeah, let me cut this and try that out because I don't want this video to be too long. Yeah, so you guys can just go back and try that yourself. So let me just put this here, so you can see the image here is what, this Tobias scalar. So let's just see, let's try to set it inside our href slider image Tobias scalar. So once we click on that image now, it should open up the particular image that is a big version or the bigger version of that particular image. So let's see, this is the second image which I've linked. So let's see. So you guys can see it has opened up what, the image. Yeah, so you guys can see that now, so which is fine. So you guys can try that and make sure you get the same thing I've gotten here. If you are not getting the same thing, please let me know in the comment section. I will always respond to all your comments. So thank you very much. Now we are done with this. So another thing I would like us to look at quickly is that is other attributes that we can add inside our anchor tags. Yes, so let me use this as an example. Yeah, so just like we did for the image tag, we can also use was the title attribute here. So whenever you use the title attribute, if you remember what happened when we used that during when we did HTML image, you should know that the title adds a descriptive text to your what, content whenever your user hovers on that particular what, element. So let me just say this. Let me just add something like visit Google website. So this, once the user hovers on this text, they can see that particular content I've added or text I've added now. Okay, the text will pop up whenever they hover on it. So the page, okay, just finished loading. So let's see. So visit Google website. If I hover on this thing, I'm not going to see it because I've not set what, title attributes for it. So if I hover on this, I should see what, visit Google website. I'm very sure you guys can see this. I'm sure you guys can see it. Alright, so this is it here, directly under it. So if you hover on anywhere on this link, it's going to show this. So let's add it to the image on page 2 quickly. So let's see. So title, no. So title, yeah, let's see. Okay. Okay, go to, let me say, click image to go to page 1, or to go to index page, so that you guys will not be confused. Index page. All right, that's fine. So let's leave this now and go back to the page. Let's see quickly. All right, let's see quickly. All right, so this is the, so let's see if our title text will show. So can you see we have click image to go to what, to index page, which is what we want to see. You get, so you can hover on anywhere on this image and that particular text will do what, will show up. So thank you very much. That is just one of those things. So we can also, after that, there is another attribute we can add, which is called what, target. So this target now, well, target before used to, this target used to behave different way before. That is for the two most important what, for the two most important attributes. Okay, so the first one we'll look at is blank. So when you set your target to blank, that means you don't want this link or the particular thing that you've linked this image to, you don't want it to open on that particular page. Now let's see what I mean. Have I saved? Yeah, I've saved. So let's see what I just, let's try to see it in action. Yeah, okay, the page has finished loading. Now you can see this was the image I set, targets to blank. Now watch what will happen. Just look at this page. You can see that this is my page 2 file. Ordinarily, if I click on this one here, it's, it will show up this thing that I've linked this image to on this particular page, such that we can't see this page again until we go back. Now see what's going to happen. If I click on this, it's not going to close this page. Instead, it will open another what, tab for us. So can you see? Or did you guys notice the quick transition? So this is the page 2 here. This is the image I just clicked now. And this one is the page where it took us to get, due to what we said to it, you get. So that is the instruction we're giving to it. Now, let's see quick. If I click on it again, it is going to open another tab for us. So can you see? So we have another tab here now. So that is the work of blank. Blank means blank page or blank tab. You get, so it will always open a blank tab and open that particular link that you've set, that you've linked the image to there. So let me just close out this. That is the work of what, blank. So another common attribute is what, self. So let's just have this. So underscore self. So this self is supposed to load whatever thing. By default, all links have what, the target attribute set to what, self. That means it opens on that particular what, tab. You get, so the link you've set that text to or the image to, it will open up that link or whatever thing you add, whatever thing you linked it to, it will open it on that particular tab or page. So let's just try that and see what's going to happen. So let's see. All right, can you see? Can you see that now? Can you see that now? Okay, so I think you guys can see that. So you can see that we don't have extra tab here, unlike target to blank, where it will open up another tab and open the link there. Now if I click here, it opens that particular thing here. So by default, all anchor tags have target of what, self. You get, so which is fine. So that is what we want to see. The other attributes, you guys can try that and see what it's going to give you guys. So let me know what you guys got in the comment section. I'll be happy to read whatever thing you guys have gotten. So let me set it to blank and that will be all for the attributes. So what else can we look at? Yeah, thank you. Another thing we can look at is what, now let's assume that what you set as the href value is a file. a file like image, PDF, or downloadable stuff. Now you can actually add what? Download attributes here. So what this will do is what? It will download the particular file for you. Instead of opening it up, it will download what? That file for you. So you can see that here, oh, what we have is index. Okay, let's see what's going to happen. Let me add download here too, so that we can download what? The image. But let's see what's going to happen with the two links. So let's start from the first one. We'll start from the first one actually. And mind you, you should remember that this thing is what? Page 2. So we are on HTML file now. So let me just go back to page 2. Okay, I think this is the normal. Okay, these are page 2. Yeah. So I'm very sure you guys understand what we've been doing since. So that is how you can create what? Links. So in the next before the next topic, I will try to use all these things in an example, you get, so that we can see how it works, and we'll just dive straight quickly into what we have in the next topic, which will be what? Table. HTML what? Table. So I'm very sure you guys will be glad, so we can start creating what? a a kind of layout or skeleton for any website that we see online that has all these things that we've talked about. So majority of all the sites that we have today are, has almost all the things that we've treated up to this point. You get, so you guys should just check out, just go online, check for any website and see what they have built out. Just write out the HTML and see if you can do that. So we'll still look at how to write or how to create mockups um, for projects professionally. So instead of just catching on this, we'll see how to do that later on. So thank you. So now let's just quickly look at this, and we can. So if I click on this now, we've added the download attribute. So let's see what's going to happen. So you can see it wants to download this page for us so that you can save it. So that's exactly what will happen whenever you add download to anchor tag attributes. So you don't need to stress yourself. If you want your user to download a PDF, you can say click here to download my PDF. Once you just set attribute of download and you link this to that PDF, it's going to download it. Now you can see that we've linked this one to the image and I've set the download attributes. It will not open the image, it just allow us to do what? Download the image. Let's see, I'm clicking now. Alright, so can you guys see now? If I should click save now, it's going to download the image. So you guys can try that and see what you are going to get. So thank you very much. This is where we are going to stop on anchor tags. You can check online to see if you are going to get more attributes that you can use in the anchor tag. So thank you very much. I'm very sure you guys have learned one or two things in this video. So if you have, kindly support me by just like the video, share the video, and if you don't subscribe please. You can also invite your friends who want to learn coding or programming to come and learn I do tech. So thank you very much. If you've learned one or two things, kindly subscribe, like, yeah. Thank you. In the next video, we'll be looking at table, HTML table, how to create an interactive table, Then we'll be using all the tags that we've used before. We're using them inside that particular table. So that is how we'll be doing the tags with glance. We'll be using them alongside new ones that we'll be looking at. So thank you very much. Go back, try these things yourself, and make sure you get everything right. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Take care. Bye.